So a little while ago, we got a Nintendo Direct Mini that was like 6 months in the making, and luckily, we got the new Smash character revealed. Kind of. See, this has never really happened before, where we get a half reveal, where we are told the next character in Smash is going to be from this game. We're just not going to tell you who this character is, which leaves a lot of speculation. This is a character from ARMS, which was surprising and somewhat disappointing at first, but then I realized the ARMS character can be pretty interesting actually, especially since the main character is an assist trophy. So, we're gonna try to figure out who the ARMS character will be. Before we get started, you know what to do. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to turn on notifications, and leave a comment, and you'll be a loyal subscriber. So what we'll be doing here is going down the roster of ARMS, which means we're starting off with the mascot, Springman. Now, Springman should be the most likely character, as he is the mascot of ARMS, and I would say he's the most likely, but there are two things holding him back. One, of course, he's an assist trophy. There hasn't been an official rule saying an assist trophy can't be a character, but I don't see that happening. You could make the argument for Little Mac, Isabelle, and Dark Samus making the jump from assist trophy to playable character, but that was never within the same game. Like, Little Mac was an assist trophy in Brawl, and then became a character in Smash 4. The other reason is that Springman is probably the least interesting character in ARMS, at least the character design. Like, he's just a little basic for me, at least when you compare him to the other ARMS characters. I mean, just look at Springman over here, and pick another character from ARMS at random. You see what I mean? I would kind of prefer a more interesting character. Despite being an assist trophy though, I'm not gonna count out Springman entirely, as his saving grace is being the mascot of ARMS. So for once, I feel an assist trophy could actually become a playable character, but that is also a huge blow. So I'm gonna be giving Springman a meh. If there is another ARMS character you can consider a mascot, it's probably Ribbon Girl. Despite having a kinda generic design as well, she isn't as basic as Springman, and her jumping mechanics could be interesting as well. And while she's not an assist trophy, she is a Mii costume. Yes, a Mii costume seems a bit less of a death sentence, for lack of a better term, than an assist trophy, but I honestly never got that, as you still actually play as the Miis, as for the assist trophies you summon them. However, with the Mii costumes, it's not the actual characters, but I do kind of agree with that the assist trophies are worse. But I do believe being a Mii costume is a bit of a blow to Ribbon Girl's chances, but she's not an assist trophy, and she is still pretty likely. I'll give Ribbon Girl a possible, but not like very likely. Next up, it's Ninjara. Ninjara is kind of where we get more unique, as Springman's arms are springs, Ribbon Girl's arms are ribbons, Ninjara's arms are chains. He also throws ninja star-ish looking things. I don't really know what to call them. And Ibuki, the creator of ARMS, claimed that the ARMS development team, and himself of course, really liked Ninjara and his design. And developer likability is kind of a crucial thing when it comes to if you want a certain character from your game in Smash. The only setback for Ninjara is, while this is really just my opinion, and I don't know if anyone else feels this way, and I don't think anyone else does either, but for the brief period when I played ARMS, Ninjara was sort of just there for me, but that's just me. I'll be giving Ninjara a pretty likely just because of developer likability. Next up is Master Mummy, and I gotta say that I don't think so at all. I like his design as some bulky mummy, but he's not a character I think of when I think of ARMS, as well as many other characters that I'll talk about in this video. I'll give Master Mummy a not very likely. Next up is Minh Minh, and she is probably one of the most recognizable and popular characters from ARMS. Minh Minh actually won a huge ARMS tournament, I think. It was like Crash Bash, something like that. I don't know. And there was tons of artwork of Minh Minh drawn by the ARMS team themselves, meaning they also like Minh Minh. Well, okay, that's not quite what it means, but that's still a huge plus. And it does kind of show that she's popular, even amongst the team. I'm actually gonna give Minh Minh a very likely. Next up is Mechanica, and while a character in a mech would be cool and it's something we haven't gotten yet in Smash, I can't see Mechanica making it in just because there are characters more interesting than her. I'll give Mechanica a not very likely. Next up is Twintel. Honestly, as someone who wasn't too big into ARMS, despite me making this video, I feel the most popular character from the game wasn't Springman or Ribbon Girl, like they're the two mascots, yeah, but it's between Minh Minh and Twintel. In fact, I'd go as far as to saying Twintel is probably the most popular character from ARMS, though that's up for debate. She's actually the only character who doesn't use her arms, using her hair to punch, setting her apart, and her design is awesome too, and people dug it. I wonder why. Also, like Ninjara, Ibuki and the ARMS team are pretty high on Twintel, which is, again, developer likability. So, I'm giving Twintel a very likely. Next up is Bite and Bark. I gotta say I don't think they will be in. Interesting character in ARMS, and it would be cool to get another 2 characters, 1 fighter character, like how we do with the Ice Climbers, Rosalina and Luma, Duck Hunt, and I guess maybe Olimar. But that's the Pikmin, like, there's a lot of them, so. But Bite and Bark are sort of forgettable characters to me, and they aren't that crucial to ARMS, and I forget that this character even existed, so I wouldn't put them in, I'm sorry. I'll give Bite and Bark a not very likely. Next up is Kid Cobra. This is a tough one because he has a really awesome design, and his little spinny thing, as well as like his giant hands and his like guns and stuff are pretty cool, but he doesn't seem to be too popular. I don't really know what else to say. It's sort of just, yeah. Though I really like his design. He probably has one of the most unique designs in the whole game. So I'll be going right down the middle with this one. I'm giving Kid Cobra a meh. Next up is Helix. Now this one was just hilarious in my opinion, because his arms are made of strands of DNA, and his other name is DNA Man, which is really funny. I think Helix actually has a shot of being in Smash, and would add a lot to the table, like how his body can extend, and I do mean his body, not just his arms. Also, not that it matters a whole lot, but Helix is one of very few popular characters from ARMS that doesn't have a spirit in Smash. I know Springman, Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, Minh Minh, and Twintel have pretty high chances, but they also have spirits. My Helix doesn't, so that can mean something. But he doesn't seem to be as popular as Twintel or Minh Minh, but he seems to be up there, and he is my personal pick. I will be giving Helix a pretty likely. Now we go into the 5 characters that were added to ARMS after the game launched, starting with Max Brass. Despite being added after the game launched, Max Brass is actually pretty important to the ARMS lore and story. I'm not too familiar with it, but I'm sure the ARMS fans are. And he also seems to be pretty popular too. I also love his design. as he even seems like a Smash character, fit right at home with like Captain Falcon and Ryu, characters like that. The only thing holding Max Brass back is that he's a post-launch character, and I feel it's definitely more likely to be a character that was in the game at launch. But his cool design and his popularity is also something to consider. So I'll be giving Max Brass a pretty likely. Next up is Lola Pop. Lola Pop is another character that I forgot was in ARMS, but she is a bit more unique in terms of her design and the way she uses her arms, like with nunchucks. That's pretty cool. But we'll keep this quick. I don't think Lola Pop is that likely, so I'll give her a not very likely. Next is Mizuko. Now, despite having a really cool design and pretty cool arms, Mizuko is probably the most forgettable character in the whole game, in my personal opinion. Might not be the same for you, and if that's the case, great. It is for me. I gotta give Mizuko a not very likely. Next up is Tron, and this one is a little difficult for me, to be honest. I could actually see him being in the game, but he is basically just like a robotic, cybernetic version of Springman. I don't really remember playing him, so he could mechanically be different, but aesthetically, he is basically the same as Springman, just a robot. It honestly would be kind of weird to see him in, but not Springman. If Springman was in, I could maybe see Tron as an Echo Fighter, but it's hard for me to imagine Tron and not Springman. I'll be giving Tron a brand new category with not too likely. The final ARMS character is Dr. Coil. And despite being a post-launch character like Max Brass, Dr. Coil is important to the ARMS story and seems to be pretty popular within the ARMS community. She's actually like the main villain, I believe. However, while I could see her making it in, and she looks like she can fit right at home in Smash, I feel there are characters more likely than Dr. Coil, especially since she was added when ARMS was starting to lose some steam and it soon got discontinued. I won't count out Dr. Coil entirely, though, but she isn't amongst the most likely. But I will give her a possible. Now that's actually all the ARMS characters, but there is something people have been discussing, and, well, I don't really want to be that guy, but even before Smash Ultimate was announced, and I made a few videos about who will be in Smash 5. I don't know if I said this, but I definitely thought of this idea before I heard other people did. I'm not going to say I was first to it, I'm just saying. I was thinking they would do something like Bowser Jr. or Hero, making all 8 colors be different ARMS characters. You know, maybe we can have like Springman as the base, and then Ribbon Girl, and then like Ninjara or Kid Cobra, Helix, something like that. That would be great, and a great way to include multiple characters, but it comes with downsides. A lot of the ARMS characters are different. That's being the main reason. I mean, you can't do all of them because, well, there's more than 8 of them, and a lot of them are proportionally very different. So, it would be a cool idea, but I'll be giving this idea a possible, as it could happen, but I'm not going to count on it. So there we go. You may or may not be disappointed to find out that this whole thing was leading to a tier list. This is my tier list. What do you guys think? What ARMS character do you think is going to be in Smash? You don't have to do exactly what I just did, because I did quite a lot. Maybe, if you want, you can like rank them if you want. Or just tell me what character you think is most likely. Anyways guys, be sure to like this video, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.